When your customer is being bombarded by anywhere from 4,000 to 10,000 ads a day, how do we cut through the noise and actually get them to engage in the content that we're creating? There's a saying in marketing, the business that can afford to spend the most to get their customers will win. Now, that's a really discouraging belief if you're in a startup, entrepreneur, or small business owner, because we can't afford to spend what big businesses are spending to find their customers. So that means we have to find a workaround. How can we cut through the noise and get our customers to engage with us if we can't afford to outspend our competitors? Listen, I hate ads. I block them when I can. I pay for premium content, basically whatever I have to do to avoid being sold to. But once a year, I'll tune into the Super Bowl, and this is the only time I sit through ad after ad after ad.
What are these? I call them popcorners.
But if you live in the USA, you might be thinking, I love Super Bowl ads, what's wrong with that? Well, I live in Canada, and in Canada, we don't see the high budget Super Bowl ads that you guys see in the USA. The commercial breaks usually look like this for Canadians during the Super Bowl. A truck commercial, followed by a bank commercial, followed by another bank commercial, and an SUV commercial, and then back to gameplay. And it just cycles through that. Throw in the occasional Tim Hortons commercial, and that's pretty much it. Every year, I'm amazed at how ineffective these commercials are at speaking to their customers. There's no consideration of customer awareness, customer sophistication. There's no attempt at connecting with their customers' goals or obstacles. It's commercial after commercial of just talking at their customers. The difference between us and them is that they're casting the widest net possible. Their marketing goal at the end of the day is simply to be top of mind, or the last thing their customer sees before consuming their product or picking something like their product. Okay, so if we're the little guy in comparison to big business, meaning like literally under 1,000 employees, chances are that you're actually solving for a different outcome, but you just haven't thought about it in that way yet. So what do I mean by that? Well, the banks and the car companies are solving for brand awareness. They're filtering demand. You're solving for connection. And we don't create connection with our customers by talking at them like the Canadian Super Bowl ads we see. We connect with our customers by actually understanding them and understanding them better than they understand themselves. We do that by identifying their goals, the implications of not achieving those goals, the obstacles in their way. This is really just paying really close attention to the customer journey so that we can actually travel in their shoes and understand exactly what it is that they're going through. And then we outline a plan with empathy and credibility to help them navigate those obstacles and achieve their success faster with less effort and less sacrifice. If we start solving for connection, rather than attention, the attention becomes a byproduct of that connection. So let's talk about how we can actually form an authentic connection with our customers. The first step to forming an authentic connection with your customers is by understanding what kind of customer you're trying to speak to. Most agencies will talk your ear off about buyer personas, demographics, psychographics, et cetera, et cetera. It's just not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is what type of character or what type of customer they are. If they're informed, afflicted, or oblivious. So we're breaking it down to just 3 types. Derek Halpern spoke at a conference explaining the difference between these 3 types of buyers. Halpern was one of the early adopters of digital marketing. He made a lot of businesses a lot of money, but people were always saying to him, if you're so good at marketing, why don't you just make your own products to sell? So he did. Halpern launched Truvani, a supplement brand, which is an insanely saturated market to begin with. So this is his formula for targeting buyer persona. I call them character types. So the first character type is the informed characters. Informed characters are looking for a solution and they're aware of you and your competition already. I'll use the example of a personal trainer communicating to each type of character. So the informed character is someone who has a clearly defined goal already. They're aware of the obstacles in the way of them achieving it. This informed character type is actively looking for specific guidance. So for example, their goal might be to fit in their high school jeans again. They know that they want accountability, a customized exercise program, a meal plan. They might be reading blogs, listening to podcasts, and even comparing you to other offers on the market. So how do you actually hook informed customers? These customers engage best with educational content. So educational content is where you can hook them with the solution to the obstacles they're actually actively trying to avoid and overcome. You can grab their attention by promoting your unique selling proposition, or USP for short. And then the USP is just a feature or benefit that your product delivers better, faster, or differently than your competition. In Michael Masterson's book, Ready, Fire, Aim, he breaks down exactly how to market your USP. He says, try to find gaps by recognizing unfulfilled customer needs, such as faster service, better prices, superior quality, convenience, personal service, and a better guarantee. Masterson then goes on to explain that there are 3 aspects to a solid USP. Number 1 is the appearance of uniqueness. So it doesn't actually have to be unique, but it must at least appear to be unique. Number 2 is usefulness. Appearance alone isn't helpful. The feature you choose should actually have real utility to your customer, meaning it should actually solve some of your customers' problems. Number 3 is conceptual simplicity. Nothing sells that is difficult to explain. I had someone that actually pushed back on this and they said, I don't understand how electricity works, and I use my computer, I use my chargers all the time to charge my iPhone and charge my iPad, and I don't understand anything about electricity. And I said, well, do you understand that it provides a charge? And then I thought that was kind of a good analogy actually, because that's kind of the whole point. Something as complicated as electricity can be simplified to a customer so that the end user just knows, hey, this is just gonna charge the stuff that you love to use so that you can consume content, you can grow your business, and you can just enjoy the technology of the 21st century. So we don't have to actually know the ins and outs of how it works to know that it works and to be simple and actually explain the core of the idea. So it is important to understand the difference between features, benefits, and outcomes. There's a go-to marketing analogy with selling drills being the example. Marketers say hand drills, bits, speeds, and battery life are the features. The hole that the drill makes is the benefit. But most marketers leave out the most important part, which is actually the outcome. And the outcome is the beautiful bookshelf that you're actually using the holes for and bought the drill for, and how it brings the room together and it makes your customer feel. That's of course just one example, but I hope that paints a picture. So to summarize, we have features, which is the specific functions and mechanisms of your product or service. Benefits, which are the immediate results of the features your customers will experience. And outcomes, how the results of the benefits experience will make your customer's life better. So now let's talk about the afflicted character. So the afflicted character is in pain. They're actually looking for help overcoming a specific obstacle. This type of character benefits from your problem-aware content. So problem-aware content is content that hooks your audience with the pain that they're experiencing. So let's go back to the personal trainer example for a second. So imagine a personal trainer marketing to their audience, but this time the customer they're speaking to or the character is the afflicted instead of the informed. So your customer may be overweight, which means they also might have bad cardio. They may also have lower back pain from carrying around that extra weight, and they may also have low energy as a result of all that extra weight. Your headlines and messaging should be describing the problems that your afflicted customer or your afflicted character is experiencing. Afflicted customers respond really well to empathy. They really want to know that you care. If you can articulate your customer's pain better than they can, your customer will assume that you can guide them toward success. You want to help them evolve into the next character. So for the oblivious type of character, which we're about to talk to, you want to help them elevate into the problem-aware or the afflicted one, and then you want to help elevate those ones to the informed one, which is the one that is most motivated to act, meaning purchase your product or get committed with you in some kind of way. There are usually more oblivious customers available in your market than the other two types combined. The oblivious customer are people who don't even know that they have a problem. They're not looking for solutions, and problem-aware content will go right over their heads. These customers benefit most from awakening content. So awakening content is content that addresses second and third order consequences, problems that are downstream from the obstacles that you know that they have, but they don't see yet. To find problems that are downstream from their original obstacle, you'd have to think of second and third order consequences. So let's use the personal training analogy once again. So if your customer is overweight, in the first order consequences, their cardio might suck. And their second order consequences, they might not be able to play softball with their kids because they just can't keep up, exhaust them. And the third order consequence of that might be that they won't live long enough to actually walk their kid down the aisle. It's definitely harder to brainstorm ways to communicate to oblivious customers, but oblivious customers is where the money is at, because most people think that their total available market, meaning that their entire genre or their niche that they're in, is tapped out once they run out of their educated or their informed customers. That's maybe only even 3 to maybe 10% of the available market. So before you generalize or you change your niche, try marketing to oblivious customers first, and then try to elevate them into the afflicted customer or character, and then into the informed customer character. And I'm realizing I keep kind of interchanging character and customer. And the reason for that is because with the story selling framework that I made, we refer to them as characters because it's a story plot and it's your customer's journey. And every journey resembles the hero's journey, which is a story-based concept. So we have tons of videos on that. If you haven't checked them out already, definitely check them out on the channel because I think you get a lot of value out of it. By the way, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And if this is making any sense so far, please give me a thumbs up on this video as well. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what other videos you'd like to see about storytelling and business. I would love to make that content for you guys. I really look forward to seeing you again in the future. And don't forget to be the author of your own success story.